Okay, now let's move to our sample problem number 2, no? Showing the case number 2 or intersecting lines sa ato ang topic for this discussion. So, first gyud nato buhaton is get the slope. M1 is equal to negative A1 over B1 sa katong gigan ako. So, negative ang A1 nato is 1, then A2 nato is B1 nato is 2. So, then tong M2 is negative A1 over B1 yapon. So, we have negative A1 na to is 2. B1 na to is 1. Sorry, A2 over B2 this siya. 1. So, if you notice, M1 is equal to 1 over M2. And therefore, this equation is, differential equation is a intersecting line or case number 2. So, say next na to galing buhaton, if we already know that this is case number 2, we let x is equal to u plus h, and then dx is equal to du, and y is equal to v plus k, and dy is equal to dv. The problem is we still do not know what is h and what is k. Unsa man nato na pagkahimo ana si h ug k, unsa nato papangita. So at a point nga intersect sila, same ang ilang value ni x ug ni y, right? So ako i-rewrite ang whole equation na. We have x plus 2y minus 4 equals to 0. And then we have 2x plus y minus 5 equals to 0 here. So they are equal. So sibuhaton ako from the module nag-substitution sila. Here I would like to try elimination, okay? So unsa man akong i-eliminate? Let's say we have minus, and then I will multiply this equation with 2. So we have x minus 2 times 2x. So 2 times 2x is 4x. So x minus 4x, that is equal to negative 3x. So here we have 2y minus 2 times y. So this becomes 2y. So 2y minus 2y, that is equal to 0. Then negative 4 minus, so 2 times negative 5, that is negative 10. Negative 4 minus negative 10, so that is a negative of a negative, so this becomes positive. So negative, so mura siyang may mog negative 4 plus 10, so that is 6 is equal to 0. We already have negative 3x plus 6 equals 0. We have negative 3x equals to negative 6. Okay, ato siyang i-transpose. Solve for x. So atong i-divide with negative 3 whole equation. We have x is equal to 2. So this one, kani siya nga intersection, this will be our h. Because this is, ang h is the x coordinate. Diba? So we have x equals 2. Let's say substitute from this equation, we have 2 plus 2y minus 4 equals 0. 2y is equal to, so 2 minus 4, that is negative 2. Ato din siyang i-transpose here with it, that becomes positive 2. Divided by 2, divided by 2. To solve for y, we have y is equal to 1. So this will be our k value. So our point of intersection di ay sa duha ka line is just equal to 2, 1. Next, substitute this value here. So atong x di, we have x is equal to u plus 2, and then y is equal to v plus 1. And then we have dx equal to du, and dy is equal to dv. So next gani buhaton, substitute this whole these equations sa to ang first nga equation sa differential equation. We have x plus 2y. So x na to is u plus 2. We have u plus 2 plus 2y, diba? So 2 times, we have here v plus 1 minus 4 dx minus, so we have here 2 times u plus 2 plus y na to nga v plus 1 minus 5 dy equals to 0. So ato lang ni pang distribute, we have u plus 2 plus 2 times v, that is 2v. 2 times 1, of course 2, minus 4 dx minus, so 2u, 2 times u, that is just 2u. 2 times 2, that is 4, plus 4 plus v plus 1 minus 5 dy equals to 0. So na ako here u plus 2v. So how about the constants? We have 2 plus 2, that is 4. 4 minus 4, 0. So we have u plus 2v dx minus, here we have, kung sulat yapon ang variable, that is 2u plus v. So we have a constant here, 4 plus 1, that is 5, minus 5, 0. So this becomes dy equals to 0. So may next may tabo. Can we, I forgot, this should be du, and then this should be dv. du, dv. du, dv. Okay. So can we apply the variable separable on these equations? No. But you can see that the equation, differential equation, is now in homogeneous form of degree 1. So say next na to buhaton. So we have, diba, in a homogeneous equation, sa diba natin y is equal to vx, naputi x is equal to vy, then magkuha tag dy, magkuha tag dx, etc. etc. Here, ato naman nagamit si v, na diri, natay u. So z na lang atong gamiton aron alinsunod ra sa sa module. So let what? Let y is equal to zx, and therefore atong dy is equal to z dx plus x dz. Or we can also say let x is equal to zy, and then or dx is equal to z dy plus y dz. So may next na to buhaton. We just choose either one of these problem nga ipakita. So let's say akong gamiton is, unsa man akong gamiton, we have, okay, so we forgot no, atong gigamit is si y ug si x. Look back again, differential equation, that is u and v, ato na pong utrohon. Let u is equal to zv, or let v is equal to zu, then we have du is equal to z dv plus v dz, and we have here dv is equal to z du plus u dz. So I would like to substitute. So unsa akong i-change, sige kanina lang. So ako ni substitute to this equation. We have, ang u is zv, so we have zv plus 2v times, ang du na to becomes this one, z dv plus v dz, minus, ang 2u na to is cv, so 2zv plus v times dv equals to 0. So isa ra itong substitutan para usa ra sa adwa ra sa ka-variable dili na mudaghan para mas dali siya. So okay, distribute here, just that's in the ordinary multiplication. We have zv times z dv, we have, this becomes z squared v dv, and then so we have zv plus zv squared dz. So kanino times diri zv times v dz plus 2v, so we have 2z v dv. So ipauna lang ako si z kay una man po siya dire. We have that is v and z dv plus 2v squared dz. Aton in-distribute po diri nga side, we have minus 2zv dv minus just v minus v dv equals to 0. So unsa may una nato isulat? Let's say si v. Tanan nay v atong iuban. So we have z squared v. So ako lang i-factor out daan para dali natin tamadugay. Plus 2zv minus 2zv and then this is v dv minus v dv. Then the z katong na z nga differential, we have plus zv squared plus 2v squared dz is equal to 0. So this is 2zv minus 2zv, this becomes 0. And then naatay common term diri, that is v. So ato siya mapagawas. So we have v times quantity z squared minus 1 times what is this one? This is dv. Plus atong i-factor out si v squared, we have v squared times z plus 2 times dz equals to 0. So para mawala si v, akong i-divide or multiply the equation with the reciprocal of v squared. So may tabo, ako na siyang i-multiply here. And then also multiply z squared minus 1. So nag-variable separable na ta. Because this is v, this is z, dapat butang si z dire. So we have a new phase here, that is, this becomes dv over v plus, so si v squared nawala, but napulihan ni z plus 2 over z squared minus 1 dz equals to 0. So ako lang ipadayon sa other paper kay murag short ng space. So unsa to, we have a dv over v plus z plus 2 over z squared minus 1 dz equals to 0. So sa kung giingon ganyan diba is we make something like this into partial fraction. Pero kani mas mabulag pag yun nato z squared minus 1. So actually z squared minus 1, if ato na i-factor out, this is z plus 1 times z minus 1. Okay, so next na to button di ay is to get the partial fraction. So ato na silang bungkagon. So we have z plus 2 over z plus 1 times z minus 1 is equal to a over denominator ani nila, that is z plus 1 plus b over z minus 1. So ato ay multiply ang whole equation with z plus 1 times z minus 1. So mabili na lang din nga side, we have z plus 2 is equal to a times z minus 1, because z plus 1 makancel man diri, mabilin si z minus 1, plus b times z plus 1, because naman tayo z minus 1 diri, multiply ni tayo makancel lang. Next, get a and b. Saan man na pag-get? Pwede na ka mag-substitute of values diri sa z. So if z is equal to negative 1, a is equal to, so negative 1 si z, so negative 1 minus 1, that is negative 2. Negative 1 plus 2, that is 1, so divided by negative 2, here we have a is equal to negative 1 half, and b is equal to, so at z equals to what? 1. So b is equal to, so we have, this is 0, the 1 plus 1, 2, 1 plus 2, that is 3, so that is 3 halves. So ang ato ang kanina siya, pwede na to ma-rewrite into like this. We have a dv over v minus 1 half, saman to, 1 half times dz over z plus 1, and then plus 3 halves times dz over z minus 1. I forgot the dz, yeah, we already have the dz equals to 0. So wala naman ni, simplified na ni, then we integrate. So this becomes ln v minus 1 half ln z plus 1 plus 3 halves ln z minus 1 equals to 0. Equals to c. Multiplying the whole equation with 2. So since constant naman ni diri, di na require the 2c, just c lagi po na. We have 2 ln v minus ln z plus 1 plus 3 ln times z minus 1 equals to c. So mga these are exponent or power man sa linear. So we have ln v squared minus ln times z plus 1 plus ln z minus 1 cube equals to c. This is not yet our final answer. So, itong final answer. If you remember, diba, we have v is equal to zu. So, and yes, and z is equal to v over u. But we did not use this one. We used the other one. We used, diba, u is equal to zv. So, di nato na siya pwede gamiton. Kaya kanima na itong gigamit. And then we have z is equal to u over v. So, ato lang ni siya i-substitute. Z equals to u over v. Here we have, ay ako sa ni-simplify ha. We have this is a natural logarithmic function. So, pag positive sila, they are multiplied, being multiplied. So, it will look like this. And then, pag minus, naan siya sa denominator. So, this is still a natural logarithmic function is equal to c. If I will raise them to the exponential function, then we have, so makansel si natural logarithmic, we have v squared times z minus 1 cube. Kung ako nilabay si z plus 1, here we have e to the c times z plus 1. Substitute na nako si z. So, z minus 1, we have this one. U over v. So, we have v squared times u over v minus 1 cube is equal to e to the c times u over v plus 1. If you remember, diba, natin x is equal to, pila to, u plus 2. So, u day is equal to x minus 2. We also have y is equal to v plus 1 or v is equal to y minus 1. So, ato na isa-substitute si u ug v dira. So, we have v squared, that is y minus 1 squared, times u, that is x minus 2 over y minus 1 cube, equal to e to the c times x minus 2 over 1 minus 1 plus 1. So, I will make this like a single fraction. Wala na to siya gitunga. Then, this becomes y minus 1 squared times x minus 2 minus y minus 1 over 1 minus 1 cube is equal to e to the c times x minus 2 plus y minus 1 over y minus 1. And then, we have y minus 1 squared. So, kani siya naka-cube. So, pwede ra gyud nato ni siya mauban, no, sa ubos. So, kani si ubos nga y minus 1, mura ra gyud siya nag-y minus 1 cube. Kani sa ibabaw, we have x and then minus y. So, negative 2 plus 1 because minus negative 1, that is plus 1. So, we have x minus 1. And then, naka-cube gyapon siya. As e to the c times, we have here x minus x plus y sa x plus y and then negative 2 minus 1. So, we have negative 3 over y minus 1. So, makancel na siya, diba, with here. And then, this one po, makancel po na siya diri. So, our final answer is x minus y minus 1 cube is equal to e to the c times x plus y minus 3. So, this is the general solution for this particular differential equation.